Welcome back to Marco Mods. Just to update you, I previously bought my dad his dream car, the 1965 Ford Mustang, and along with that we've got our second project, the C3 Corvette, which is now been painted and it's looking amazing. Here we can see them both side by side, and as you know, we've done this all from the garage that we built in our own backyard. Let's get into it. Now, this is the first time that I'm properly showing you around the 1965 Ford Mustang. Let's just say that mistakes were made when purchasing this car. But we move. We have Marco. Now, this has the less desirable 3.3 litre straight 6 engine. The preferred one is the V8. And as you can see here, the inside is completely rotten out. Now, in this video here, you can notice that the car is actually leaning slightly to the left. The reason being, the inside of this car was so rotten that the suspension actually went through the floor. So we're going to have a massive project on our hands. Now in this video, you will see us completely tear down the Mustang. By us, I mean the legend himself, Marco. You see, the fact that this car has so many issues is going to allow us to build a one-of-one custom. Originally, the plan was going to be to completely restore it to its factory settings. But due to it having so many issues, what we're going to do, we're going to adapt the situation and build a one-of-one custom build. Yes, I think it's fair to say that this car is going to be completely transformed. Even Optimus Prime himself will be proud. Now, as you can see, the objective of this first video is going to be to strip the car completely back to metal so we can see which parts need replacing and repairing. As you can see, Marco is putting paint stripper on this door. However, the paint stripper simply wasn't strong enough to remove this paint. So you will see the extreme lengths that he's going to have to go to remove this paint, go back to bare metal, and then see which parts are rusted away so that we can then repair it and turn this into the greatest Mustang ever seen in mankind's history. Now, as I've said before many times, we do simply not buy things over here, we build them. Here you can see Marco building a workbench, also known as a sawhorse, which actually sells for a couple £100 if you need a good one. And you can see it here, going to work. Now as you can see, one door has already been stripped, the boot lid has already been stripped, and it's getting ready to have its paint removed. All on Marco's home-built work table. Now in this video you may notice something. At the time, the garage was not even completed yet. And if you want to, you can go check out the garage build. But that should tell you a little something. That a lot of progress has been made on this Mustang. And you're going to want to see it. You see, the fact that the car is so rotten, normally it would cost us thousands. Literally between 5 and 10 grand. Just to replace rotten parts. But when you have Marco, you do not need to buy parts, you simply manufacture them. And you will see that the work that this guy has done on this car is incredible. Not only is it incredible because of the skill that it takes, but the amount of money that was saved is also incredible for my wallet. Now, as mentioned earlier, the first step of the process is to strip the car completely. Take all the panels off and strip the car back to its bare metal. Once it's back to its bare metal, we can see just how much work it's going to need. And as you can see here, Marco gets to work. Now, as you may know from past videos, I do not simply want to bore you with these time lapses. But the truth is, the work being undertaken here takes months. And so, to fill that void and to fill your boredom, I will keep you up to date with some fun facts. Now, as some of you may know, sloths, they are very slow in absolutely everything that they do. That even includes their digestion. However, I can confirm to you that Marco is not a sloth. You see, look at the pace that this man works at. As you can see here, he is currently removing the windscreen, breaking up all the glue, all the rubber holding it together, and taking it out so that you can get into every single crevice of the vehicle. And as you may know from previous vehicles, if you haven't watched Spider-Man 3, Marco actually had a leading role in that movie. He was known as the Sandman. Reason being, if you may have seen the Corvette build, he spent 27 years of his life sanding that vehicle down back to its bare metal. Even though that car is fiberglass and there is no metal on it, he still spent a lot of time sanding it down. And as you can see here, the roof of the Mustang starts to take shape. It starts to expose its bare metal and we can see the true colour of what is below everything. You see, you have to imagine all this material that is being removed by the legend himself, the creator of all things, Marco. Yes, that is 60 years worth of material. So you have to think, 60 years of material coming off so that we can have another good job that's going to last another 60 years. As you can see here, Marco removing layers and layers of paint, and look at how clean it's starting to look. In fact, we might have to just leave the car as an exposed metal. Now for those of you that don't have a sense of humour, clearly we cannot leave the car exposed to its bare metal. Otherwise this car would disappear quicker than the UK did when COVID came around. Now, most of the millions and millions of viewers at home have asked us to ask Marco to slow down his work. You see, the fact that he is so quick means that we miss the art that goes into this work. And you see, as you can see now, with a lot of the metal being exposed, Marco in the original video explains to us that a rust remover product has been applied. Now the objective of that rust remover is to prevent the metal from rusting away. And as he walks around like a sloth showing us the work that has been produced so far, he exposes the parts of the car that will need to be repaired. As you can see here, rotten. But after Marco's magic touch, we know what this man can do. So Marco, please explain to us, how have you achieved such a talent, such wisdom?
Seguiremos informando.
Ah yes, he tells us he will keep us informed. Understandably, a magician never reveals his secrets. Now as he shows us around the car, we can see the sorry state that this Mustang is in. But as mentioned earlier, this is going to be a superpower for us. For not only are we going to restore this car, but we're going to be able to modify it in ways that we wouldn't have if we were going to just restore it to its original state. Now as Marco shows us around, he shows us that the right hand door still needs to come off and the right front wing needs to be removed as well. So Marco, once more, what will you do?
Seguiremos informando.
Ah yes, classy as always Marco. We must respect it. Now as you can see the other door, it's time to grind that back to its bare metal so that we can continue restoring it. And one thing you should know about Marco is his focus on the job. You see, they say that dogs are one of the 3 most dangerous animals in the UK. But I believe that Marco enters that category if you were to try to stop him from completing his work. He is focused, he is locked in. Now after removing layers and layers of materials, Marco explains to us that he noticed over 15 types of materials on the vehicle. And he then goes on to name some of them. Marco, please, what are they?
Entre pintura, primer, estopa o mastique, fila.
Ah yes, when you can hear a Spanish accent explaining what is going on, you know that you are in safe hands. So Marco, please tell us, what will you keep on doing?
Seguiremos informando.
Ah yes, beautiful words once again from Marco. He tells us he will keep us informed. In fact, sometimes I think he should have worked at the information desk at Victoria Central Station. The man is full of wisdom and information. Now as you may have noticed, in the corner of the garage behind the Mustang, we have our C3 Corvette completely covered. It really is amazing to see just how much space we have in this garage now. You see, in the past, we couldn't even fit 2 Jaffa cakes in the garage, but now we have enough space for 2 vehicles and to be able to work on them at the same time. Amazing stuff. Now as you can see, Marco cracks on with removing more paint and exposing more metal on the car. Now you see, in the wild, giraffes only sleep for around 5 minutes at a time. And the reason for that is because of the danger that they may face. Now Marco has been seen spotted napping for 5 minutes at a time inside this Mustang. For the dangers of people coming to stop him from working worried him too much. As you can see, he is absolutely destroying this job, cracking on with it. How can the man do so many things by himself? It really baffles me. Now I just want to inform you, just like Marco likes to inform, by the end of this video, this Mustang should be completely stripped, exposed, so that we can see exactly what it's going to need doing. We know for a fact that it needs a brand new floor, completely rebuilt. In fact, ordering one from America would cost us over 7 grand. But you see where some people would panic and cause mayhem? We keep calm and we see opportunity. Yes, what we will do with this Mustang really will baffle you. As you can see here, this dust. Some people would see it as a nuisance, as a problem. Marco's famous words in the video says, we see here 60 years of history. And with that kind of attitude, Marco, what else are you going to do?
Seguiremos informando.
Like always, a trustworthy person, Marco will keep us informed. Now, what is this, you ask? We are in the back of the garden. As you can see, that rotten fence looking ugly and hideous. Now that's going to be a video for the future. We will replace that fence with a taller concrete built fence. The reason being, when we complete that build, the cars will be stored in the garden and we need a garden that's going to be worthy of the cars. But as you can see right now, Marco is building a little hut. Yes, this little storage area is going to be used to store any parts or components that will not have to be accessed in the garage for the meantime. He is buying up space in the garage. Precious space that we will need for the cars. And as you can see here, Marco's simultaneously working on both the vehicles. He is now protecting the C3 Corvette once again before he carries on with the Ford Mustang. Now if you haven't checked out that build yet, go check it out. It's looking amazing and we still have a lot to do. Now as we approach the final stage of stripping the Mustang, you can see Marco here removing the little bits and bobs that need to be taken out, such as the front grille, the 2 front panels on either side, the wings, the bumper and other little bits. Now if you didn't know, in Czech Republic there is a church decorated with the bones of 40,000 people. If you don't want to make that 40,001, I recommend you share, like and subscribe to the channel. Now as mentioned many times before, once completed, this Mustang will be a one of a kind. And if you didn't know, when lightning strikes, the air it passes through can reach up to 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 times hotter than the sun's surface. But there is one thing hotter than that on this planet, and you are looking at it now. The Mustang that is right in front of you. What it may not look like, but will end up looking like an absolute monster once completed. And as you can see, Marco removing the last little bits, he then gives us an update of how it's all looking. So Marco, please tell us how it's looking.
Bueno amigos.
Now you don't have to be an expert in Spanish to know that bueno is something very good. And with that in mind, Marco, I ask you once more, why such care and precision in your work? What kind of job is it that you want to complete? Please inform the people so that we can replicate what you do.
Pero de manera correcta y adecuada.
Ah yes, like always, wise and professional, in a correct and adequate way, he says. And just like that, after stripping the Mustang completely, he reminds us once more his objective.
Seguiremos informando.
Next time on Marco Mobs.